guys play here was on a tour with him. That was in 2001. Is that correct?
That's completely correct. Great. And before that, we were touring Spain together with Skunk and Enzi back in 1999.
Right. So the obvious question is, why it took you so long to come back to Spain?
Because in the past we didn't have a proper release in Spain, neither a distributor, not a label. So yeah, that was kind of like a mess. So there were no local promoter who wanted us to play in beautiful Spain. So yeah, but in 2000, I think 13,
Yeah.
there were also the chance to play there, but unfortunately, I catched a serious cold during my tour, and we had to cancel those gigs. But shit happens, you know. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
I know. So
when you are a singer, it's really the worst thing that can happen to you when you catch a cold, you know. And it was really serious because my voice bands were really they did hurt so much and I couldn't even speak, so yeah, that was a mess.
so this tour is gonna be something special for you because it's like well, a lot of years since you more than 10 years since the last time you were here. Um, so, anyways, this is the 25th anniversary of Oomph. Okay,
Yeah.
so for this kind of tours, is really hard for you to choose a set list to play because you have so many releases and songs, or is kind of easy because you only have to choose the most known songs?
Well, of course, you want to play a healthy average through the last 25 years, and that's what we do. And of course, you want to play all those singles, but you also want to play those songs that never have been a single, but which are really cool to play live because the audience reacts the most enthusiastic with those songs. So we have a couple of old pearls within the set which never have been a single or a video release or something like that. But yeah, it's kind of like hard to pick the best songs from such a great amount of songs that we used to write so far. But it's fun also because yeah, it's a democratic process, you know.
Yeah.
uh, there's going to be votes pro and contra, and you know, those songs which have the most pros, that will be the songs which going to be played. So yeah, it's cool.
Right. Actually, you have some quite history with Spain because if I'm correct, your first demo was recorded in Girona. Is that correct?
That's right. Yeah, we had a great time. Really long vacation, over 1 month back then in
Yeah.
beautiful Verona, and yeah, we there were great vibes coming from the audience, coming from the surroundings, from the weather, and yeah, that's why we decided to record those first demo songs there. And I think you can hear those well, strange aggression, positive aggression coming from those first very electronical orientated songs. And yeah, I appreciated those times very very much, and we had a really great time back then. Maybe that was a good base for Oomph as a band. That's why we still exist, maybe because of that beautiful experience in Spain. So, well, maybe Spain still puts us together.
Great. So, you are part of these, well, it's like a string of bands that play some kind of similar music, like In Extremo or Rammstein or Megahertz. I think
Yeah.
it's called Neue Deutsche Herz or something like that. I don't know if
Yeah,
that's correct.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
cool.
normally those bands call you their influence.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
you are the grandfathers of that sound.
Yeah.
Well, in the following years, we see Rammstein become huge in the whole world.
Yeah.
Also in Extremo, doing a lot of festivals all around Europe. Do you feel proud of being called the grandfathers of all these bands that become in some sort of way bigger?
Sure, it's cool to be an innovative band, but it's also hard to be an innovative band because you walk for the first time through a certain area of music,
Yeah,
and then the path is laid, and people can easily go this path which you walked the first. So it's hard, but it's cool also. It's great to be in an innovative band. It's great to be called the founders of Neue Deutsche Härte. And it's cool to see that there's so many bands, as you mentioned, Eisbrecher, Megahertz, Unheilig, Rammstein in Extremo, for example, which call us their main influence. And it's cool. Yeah, it's great. But I think the great success of Rammstein worldwide mainly is based on the picture that they delivered because
yeah,
they knew that they knew what they had to do if they want to fit in a certain cliche that everybody has of a typical German. So
yeah,
that's what they did really properly. And that all pushed up with fire, like Kiss, or, for example, made it. And of course they had luck with movies like Lost Highway and stuff like that. So yeah,
yeah.
there were a couple of things that they did really well, and they had a lot of luck. Also, you need luck. Yeah, but it's great to see them spreading German hard rock music all over the world. But of course, before them, there were Scorpions. Of course, there
Yeah,
were Scorpions who did that with English-speaking German music.
yeah.
And Kraftwerk, for example, did that with German music, but they were really electronical. So yeah, but it's great to see that there's still German music being celebrated all over the world. And yeah, we opened the door for Rammstein, and they opened the doors for us worldwide. So we can, so it's kind of like a joint venture, if you want to call it like that.
Great. So now that you mentioned German, and most of your songs are in German,
Yeah.
and Rammstein as well. In these 25 years as a band, did you ever regret not to write more songs in English, for example, to get to a wider audience, or is better for you to sing in German because no, I have a friend who lives there in Berlin, and she normally listens to Gothic bands that
Yeah.
mostly sing German, and they say if they write songs in English, it's not gonna be the same because the German language has it's very profound. It has its own meaning. Do you think that as well? That's why you choose to sing German as well?
Yeah, I think as a native German speaker, I can be the most authentic in my mother tongue. That's why I choose to nearly only write in German.
Yeah,
So yeah, you can be the most deep, you can be the most emotional, because you live through all of those different kinds of emotions in your mother tongue. You dream in your mother tongue. So yeah, that's what it makes the most authentic. But I like uh, German, all I like English also very much as a musical language because it's so well sounding. The German is very tough, rough, edgy, strange, but it's cool because it makes hard rock or metal music more special, I think. So yeah, German is different, but the German language is also very romantical. If you look at all those German lyricists coming from the romance area,
yeah,
the romantic area, the romantic parts like Schiller, Goethe, and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a very lyrical language, and a very dark and melancholy language, and it fits perfectly to what we do musically. So Yeah, it's a good combination, I think, and it makes it, yeah, as I said, even more credible.
Great. Well, Jiro, let's talk about the cover artwork for the 25th anniversary album. I think it's not special effects on the letters. Actually, you build those letters, right?
That's completely correct.
So how
Uh,
did you did it?
yeah, with woods. They're built from woods, and we did all those. Yeah, what is it? Electronical waste and garbage onto it, and then we placed it at some sands at a German island in the Northern Sea. So
Yeah,
yeah, and we wanted to have it a bit like apocalyptical, like Mad Max or something like that. So yeah, futuristic and like end time mood. So yeah, it's not that we feel our band in an end time mood, but I think it fits pretty much to what goes on worldwide. So yeah. Well, and of course, we like the approach of the old Roman letters pretty much because if you survived 25 years as a band, it almost feels like 2,500 years. So, yeah. So those XXV even fit more than the ordinary numbers. So yeah, it was a good approach, and I think it fits perfectly to the album, to the songs of the album, and I think you can be proud of the number 25, and I think those are proud letters. So yeah, that's what
great.
it is.
For sure, when a band starts, they don't expect to last more than 20 years, but you did because you have something that people really like, of course. In these 25 years, for sure, you have good memories and bad memories. Now it's time to remember. If you have to choose one happy memory and one sad memory of all these 25 years of playing with Oomph, which will be those memories?
Wow, that's hard to pick just one of each. But well, there was a sad moment after an Oomph concert back in 1999 in
Yeah,
Germany, in Rostock, where a car packed with fans after the gig drove backwards in the Northern Sea, and just three members survived, and or three members survived, and one died
yeah,
right after a Oomph concert. That because it was right behind the club, so that was a sad moment indeed because we knew what happened, even though it was not directly related to us or our show, but there was a connection. Those were fans, and
yeah,
the one that died was a huge fan. So they still coming to our shows, the three who survived. But it's
yeah,
also it's still really sad to see them and knowing that there's one who did not survive, and yeah, it's always connected to the show, even though we're not responsible in any way. But yeah, that's really sad.
yeah,
And a good one is that I received a letter from an Australian female fan who used to be in a coma for 5 years or something like that,
yeah,
and she said she went out of the coma with Oomph music, and that was really touching and a really great moment. So that was a really emotional letter that she wrote to us and said, I was a huge fan before I had that accident and I went into that coma state, and my friends and parents said maybe that music can get her back,
yeah.
and she said it did. So yeah,
Oh,
those two moments I would pick, the sad one and the happy one, which are
oh,
related to fans.
that's really touching. Well, there, just to finish the interview, I want still more. more time from you. Is well, now that you reached 25 years, you're playing a huge tour in Europe. Maybe you're gonna go all over the world again. Um, do you see yourself playing another 10 years? Do you think that can survive more than 10 or 15 years more playing?
Wow. One thing that I've learned in life is never plan too long because fate is laughing about your plans, you know? So, well, well, of course, it depends on health and on ideas, you know?
Yeah,
We have plenty of good ideas right now, you know? We used to or we still collect ideas each moment, you know, lyrically or musically, each member of Oomph. So that means we are still moved or touched by our surroundings, by the world as we see it, and that's good because music always used to be kind of like a self therapy for us, you know. So, and it still is, and we still have the goal to explore new dimensions, to develop as human beings, and we want to reflect those developments on our music, you know, or within our music, you know, where we dare to change, you know, that what makes Oomph. I think that's why each album of us differs. We're not a band who just repeats itself
yeah,
over and over again for commercial reasons as other bands do, you know. We try and change. It's a bit like Forrest Gump, you know, like the box of pralines. Oomph is like the Oomph is like the box of pralines. You never know what you get, you know. So yeah, but that's what music means to me, you know. It's a tool to get to learn myself better, and I just can do this properly if I'm as honestly as possible, if I'm as authentic as possible. And if I start and think what fans could like the most, then I start and betray art in my eyes, you know, because art has to come from yourself, from your heart and from your minds, and not from the wishes of your fans.